Good evening, folks. I'm student meteorologist Dylan Leaf here.
And I'm student meteorologist Michael Annan.
It's been a wonderful day outside. That cold front has come through. We've seen a bit of a cooler day today and a bit windier too.
Yeah, it was pretty breezy outside. If you want to basically fly a kite or mess up your hair, today's the perfect day for that.
I mean, if you've already seen my hair, it's pretty messed up. But Tyler hair looking pretty good today.
Yeah.
So he's got that hair on fleek, as they say.
Yeah, but it feels like every week we have the cold front moving through on Thursday, and then we get the perfect weekend. This is another weekend which is like that.
Right, and some weekends, though, you get to Sunday and things start to drop off. But we'll say that's not the case, and we'll have a better forecast for you with Chris Knoll in a little bit.
Yep. But we have a lot of exciting events going on. FSU basketball's final home game of the season is tomorrow. And then we have our personal event, Radar Cup.
Yes, so I'll talk about that on our lifestyle forecast. We love our golf here, and so does this guy. So, of course, we're talking about it on a fabulous Friday.
And since we live in the state of Florida, we also have some golf going on in Orlando. So we will talk about that as well.
We just wanted to report that Tiger Woods is not playing in the Players. So just
Very
for
disappointed.
any viewers at home, Michael's a little saddened by that, but he'll still be attending.
Yeah, I'm still going for the weekend next because our spring break is 2 weeks from now, but it's going to be kind of disappointing without him there.
Right. Well, next Friday we might have a better forecast. You might be gone, but folks might still want to know what the weather's going to be like. So we'll have that for you next Friday.
Yep, but for now we're going to send it out to the wall with Chris for the overview.
Thank you, Michael. Currently, right now, it's 67 degrees, partly cloudy. You can't really see any clouds, so honestly, I would say it's sunny. You can see a bit of a sunset behind our graphic right now. Winds coming from the north-northwest at 10 miles an hour. As we're starting to move into our Saturday radar, there's nothing really in the sky right now. It's been a beautiful sunny day once that cold front pushed in through Thursday, and this weather is seeming to be sticking around for a while. It's going to be a fantastic day to walk towards the game tomorrow, as well as it's going to be a great weekend ahead. Moving into the national view, you see this high pressure system is going to be moving into the air. It's going to dominate the skies. It's going to keep those rain chances out of the area. Going into tomorrow's quick look, it's going to be 66 degrees, mostly sunny, winds coming from the north-northeast at 7 miles an hour. And going into our headlines, it's going to be a beautiful sunny weekend. Rain's going to be coming in later in the week, though, but look forward to a fun-filled forecast ahead. For now, I'm going to pass things off to Michael.
Thanks, Chris. And let's take a look at that pretty chilly national, especially if you're in the East Coast. You can see very chilly conditions out towards the Great Lakes with a lot of them in the 30s. 35 in Chicago, 32 in Detroit, and 39 in Boston. A little bit warmer out towards the plains. You can see that warmth building up towards the Dakotas with a lot of 50s and 60s out there. And then much nice conditions across the Gulf Coast with them in the upper 60s to around the low 70s. Now with that cold front moving through yesterday, those dew points have really lowered across the interior sections of the U.S. The only place where we have some higher dew points are down towards South Florida. They're just still ahead of that front, but those dew points are going to drop over the course of tonight and into tomorrow as that cold front does sweep through the entire state of Florida and the entire U.S. So very dry conditions across the U.S. in terms of your dew point. Now the wind, the reason why those dew points are lower in a lot of the U.S. is because these northerly winds, especially east of the Great Lakes, you can see north winds in Memphis, northwesterly wind in Atlanta and Tallahassee. And behind this front, it's been pretty breezy today, consistently around 15 to 20 miles per hour of these sustained winds over the course of today. And then up towards Boston, you have a northeasterly wind due to a low pressure system just offshore. And it's a very interesting setup over there. One of the more interesting setups we've had for this entire winter. This low is just off the Massachusetts coastline, basically affecting northern New England and the Northeast, and especially Cape Cod and Nantucket. And you'll see in the futurecast how close they really get to some pretty decent accumulating snow. But then behind this cold front, much drier air building into the southeast in places that definitely need it. Now, we do have some lake effect and some interior mountain snow over the Northeast and the central Appalachians with some coastal rain along the I-95 corridor. High pressure is really dominating the rest of the country, and then we have our next system off towards the Pacific Northwest. But we'll take a look at what's happening in the Northeast. You can see the low centered right around here with that counterclockwise spin. Snow in the interior and colder locations with some coastal rain. And then out towards the desert Southwest and the South Texas region, we are dealing with drought still. Haven't gotten much rain over the course of the last few weeks, so this drought could worsen if they don't really get any rain these next few weeks. Same story does apply for the desert Southwest. But for tomorrow's forecast, that low pressure system you do see off towards New England does depart, and so much nicer conditions out towards New England with some warm conditions down towards the Southern Plains. Now let's send off to Dylan with our first local.
Thank you very much, Michael. And if you're talking about beautiful conditions, you've got it right here at FSU. Look at the sun. Look at the clear skies. Absolutely perfect. It's not too hot, not too cold, just right as Goldilocks would say. Temperatures looking amazing. And if you look outside right now, 67 degrees, and you do see that breezy condition Michael has mentioned before, 10 miles per hour out of the north-northwest, indicating that that front has passed through our area and left beautiful skies. Our radar shows absolutely clear conditions for now, seeing no clouds in sight. And though we did mention the drought monitor, Michael did, we had a bunch of rain come through. We are still in a drought, and this comes out on Thursday, so this will be updated this coming Thursday with the new rainfall amounts. But we do see a lot of drought centered south of Leon County, closer to the coast, and seeing some abnormally dry conditions here in Leon County, even in Tallahassee. And when we look at the rainfall amounts from yesterday's event, you do see some of these, well, the graphic's not coming up. We did see some higher rainfall situated to the northern areas of our viewing area. So that's why we do have these flood warnings along the streams and rivers. You do see the rain that was situated kind of more towards Thomasville, where they got the most enhanced rain. They see those rainfall amounts, and then they come down the river, causing these flood warnings, which is kind of a weird disconnect where we've had so much rain out in the Thomasville and South Georgia area, so little rain here in Tallahassee, and we're under a drought warning. Well, that's because our local little rivers and streams are kind of dry, but overall in the Big Bend area, we're seeing a little higher than normal rainfall for this time of year. Going out now, we do have high pressure moving in right behind that frontal system, clear skies sticking around for the weekend, and as we see into our temperatures now, 67 degrees here in Tallahassee, seeing clear skies, 60s all around, continuing to drop into tonight. Our dew points have dropped with the frontal passage, making things a little bit on the dry side. It's a comfortable dry for now, but a little too prolonged might be chapped on the lips. So we are going to see these kind of pick up as the next frontal system moves into our area. Winds coming out of the north, very breezy outside. Tonight getting down to 40 degrees, feeling the first cold air from this front situated into our nightly temperatures. Clear skies all around, leaving for a great night. And tomorrow, 64 degrees. Absolutely gorgeous for FSU basketball, absolutely gorgeous for any outside activities. And looking at your 7-day forecast, seeing those gorgeous conditions continue all the way through Monday, even into Tuesday, seeing only 20% chance of rain stick through the week, but we do warm up just a bit. Now let's send it over to the desk with Tyler and Chris.
Thanks, Dylan. Here on the desk now, we're going to talk a little bit about some more weather history here at FSU Weather.
Yeah, so way back in 1954, Florida received its greatest modern-day snowfall record of 4 inches at the Milton Experimental Station.
Yes, we never really see anything like that in Florida. Snowfall's already rare, and then seeing 4 inches, I don't know if we're likely to see anything like that ever again here in Florida. I know Tallahassee's seen very small amounts of snow, usually less than an inch though whenever we get it.
Yeah, it's very rare that Florida gets snow in general, but 4 inches is really something. Also in 1987, 28 cities in north central U.S. reported record high temperatures, and Piggstown, South Dakota reached a temperature of 83 degrees.
Yeah, so usually whenever you're in those north central states in the United States, you see colder temperatures still in March. You don't really see temperatures getting into the 80s. You still see all that cold air come in from Canada to keep things cool. So that's a fairly rare occurrence to see in the central U.S. as well. And then moving on to 2 years later, a winter storm in south central United States buried Missouri and Arkansas underneath more than a foot of snow. In Lebanon, Missouri, we even saw up to 16 inches, so an inch and a half. Or a foot and a half of snow rather there.
Yeah, more than a foot, anything more than a foot of snow is really hard to deal with, especially if you're not used to it. Like, you have to get out there and shovel multiple times. It's very, very not fun to deal with.
I'm sure Missouri usually gets some snow every now and then, maybe even Arkansas, but usually the southeast and even southern central United States doesn't see a lot of snow like that. And then finally, in 1990, Echo Lake, Colorado saw 50 inches of snow fall there whenever one of the strongest winter storms of the season moved through that region. And a lot of people ended up getting stuck on the highway in between Boulder, Colorado and Denver, Colorado whenever this storm hit. And they were forced to just stay in their cars and ride it out.
Yeah, I have no idea how you would even start getting the handle with 50 inches of snow. But for now, we're going to take a look at our national. Zach, break it down for us.
Thanks, guys, and let's look at our big national picture right now. And we have a little bit of everything across the nation. We do have some snow around the New York area going on right now, around Boston. We have dry conditions around the southeast, and we continue to have dry conditions in Texas, where we'll have a drought right now, pretty severe down towards San Antonio, which we'll get into. But right now, our temperature is 71 and comfortable down in New Orleans. Some few clouds, mostly sunny in Tallahassee, 67 degrees there. And for our dew points, we're seeing that most of the country is fairly dry, 25 dew point in Tallahassee. So that front came through and all that moisture is out of the air. It all rained out yesterday. So very dry conditions, comfortable, no humidity for most of the southeast and as much as most of the Midwest as well. Fairly low dew point, 7 in Denver there. And for our winds, we've been pretty breezy in Tallahassee, 15-mile-per-hour winds and 16-mile-per-hour in Atlanta as this high-pressure system works its way in. And then Boston's dealing with the low-pressure system up there that's bringing a little bit of snowfall around that area, 17-mile-per-hour winds there. So breezy up in the northeast as well. But Seattle out towards the Pacific, a little bit calmer. Portland at 1 mile per hour as well, calm winds there. Upper level water vapor showing all this dry air dominating southeast right now as that frontal system pushed out of the way yesterday. And we do see some high cloud tops over more towards the Washington area around Oregon, and that's where our next system might be coming through that's going to trek its way across the country into the coming week. But as for now, the southeast is staying very dry for the next couple of days. Sunny skies, not a lot of clouds to deal with there. Right now, across the middle of the nation, we have high pressure really dominating the region and clear skies, no clouds to speak of. But as we look up more towards the northeast, that's where all the cloud cover is right now. And we have a low pressure system that's dropping a little bit of snow, some mixed precipitation, and then some rain around the New York area. And we have this frontal system that worked its way across the southeast yesterday that's starting to clear up those skies for most of Florida. And up more towards the northeast, we can see where that rain is sort of working its way through. This is where that low pressure system is. A little bit of snow, a little bit more northward. So right around that freezing line up towards the northeast where we're seeing some snow, some rain, and some mixed precipitation. So a little bit of everything around there. And our drought monitor is really showing where this high pressure is bringing that dry region. We do need a little bit of rain though. So right now, down around Brownsville, a little bit more west, they're in a very extreme drought there. And much for our desert region as well around Phoenix and the Four Corners states. They're in a drought situation there for the desert region, but that's no surprise as the desert does stay pretty dry. But as for tonight, we're going to be getting down to 40 degrees clear skies in Tallahassee and 63 down towards Miami, a little bit warmer there. And for tomorrow, we can expect 64 degrees as a high and sunny skies for Tallahassee. Let's send things off to Chris.
Yeah, with that national view, we can really start seeing the southeast is really experiencing some fantastic weather right now. Sunny skies all over the southeast, also feeling very comfortable with 61 in Little Rock, 67 in Tallahassee, and the warm spots still feeling very warm in Miami with 80 degrees. However, for the most part, it's very comfortable conditions right now. And it's reflected in our dew points as we have that northwesterly flow that is giving us this drier continental air. If you move down, the only bit of moisture right now is a 58-degree dew point in Miami, which is still remarkably dry for this time of year for them. Right now, moving into our wind speeds, you can see this northwesterly flow is giving that dry continental air, keeping the moisture out of the area, and really keeping these conditions very nice, very sunny. It's going to be a fantastic weekend ahead, it looks like, for the southeast, as this high-pressure system is going to be moving into the area, dominating the skies, keeping the skies clear. It's going to be a great weekend to go out, enjoy the outdoors, do some gardening, really anything outside you can think of, you can do. It's going to be fantastic. However, upper level water vapor, we have this huge dry air mass that's sticking in the area, keeping us dry. But if you look up towards the northwest, you can see those much higher cloud tops signaling that there's upper level water vapor that will start making its way down towards us into next week. Right now on our futurecast, though, it's going to be clear skies, and it's going to stay clear skies all the way moving into around Saturday. Still, the only bit of cloud cover you can see is down by southern Louisiana. It's going to be a fantastic weekend to be enjoying the outdoors. Tonight's forecast is going to cool down quite a bit. It's going to be 38 degrees in Little Rock. Our cold spot is going to be 35 degrees in Atlanta. Miami is still going to stay fairly warm with 63 degrees. Go into tomorrow's forecast. Look at all the sunshine across the southeast. I mean, it's going to be a fantastic Saturday to go out, enjoy the outdoors, maybe play some baseball, maybe throw the football around. It's going to be a fantastic day. 64 degrees in Tallahassee. The warmest spot is only going to be 74 degrees in Miami. For now, I'm going to pass things off to Tyler for a local look.
Thank you, Chris. Let's take a look at that beautiful sunset here at Doak Campbell Stadium. Honestly, it doesn't get much better than this. Not a cloud in the sky. The only thing obscuring our view is Doak Campbell Stadium itself as the sun sets. So 67 degrees is the temperature right now. It says partly cloudy, but really no clouds to be seen here. Winds coming out of the north-northwest at 10 miles per hour. I know whenever I was walking to and from school today, it was pretty breezy outside, so definitely not lying there. Satellite and radar showing really nothing much to see. Some cloud coverage over the water closer to the Big Bend coastline, but really you don't have to worry about that. We're not living on the water, so we don't have to worry about the clouds over the water. So as you zoom out towards the southeast, really the southeast is fairly clear as well. Central Florida is seeing a little bit of cloud coverage, but any sort of rain or precipitation is going to be focused towards Virginia and West Virginia, who's seeing some snow. And this is because high pressure is really dominating most of the southeast. And as we move a little bit closer to Florida, cold front passed through Tallahassee. We have a secondary front moving through right now, and that's what's going to keep our conditions looking great as we go into the weekend. Tallahassee, once again, 67 degrees right now. Thomasville is 63 degrees, and really you're not going to see much temperature variation all throughout the Big Bend region as we go throughout the weekend. It's going to be sunny skies, and it's going to be fairly cool and comfortable as well. So it's a great weekend to go out and do whatever you want to do outdoors, because the conditions don't get much better than this. And with these lower dew points, Tallahassee with that dew point of 25 degrees, we saw the dew points in the 60s earlier in the week, so this is absolutely fantastic. With these lower dew points, things feel a lot more comfortable outside. So as we look at our futurecast, we're not going to see anything. This thing's going to be blank for the next 48 hours. Saturday and Sunday looking absolutely amazing. Tallahassee, we're looking at 40 degrees tonight. Monticello's at 39 degrees for our low. And then tomorrow, Tallahassee get down to 64. St. Mark's is going to be at 63 for their low temperature. And then the 7-day forecast, as I've been mentioning, all segment, sunny skies, looking absolutely amazing. And then we see those rain chances come back as we go into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, getting up to 20%. But now, I'm going to pass things off to Dylan, and he's going to give us our lifestyle forecast.
Thank you very much, Tyler. And if you want to live a good lifestyle, you want to know that forecast, it's going to be absolutely gorgeous this weekend, and it's absolutely gorgeous right now. Not a cloud in the sky in Leon County. Most of the clouds sitting south of our area over the ocean. It's going to stay that way all weekend, and if this man in the sunglasses has anything to say about it, it's going to be perfect. Looking great outside all of Saturday, all of Sunday. Even into Monday, we're going to see beautiful conditions. It is just gorgeous. You can't get more perfect than this. This might be one of the best weekends in town if you're still in town or not going away this weekend. If you are studying for some final exams or midterm exams, just mid-semester, well, inside Strozier tonight, it's 58 degrees outside. Inside, it'll be 75 degrees. The winds will definitely be calm indoors because you won't have those winds blowing you around as they are outside right now. If you are going out, College Town's always a great place. 50 degrees tonight. On the chillier side, you might want to bring a light jacket just because things are just so perfect. 7 miles per hour wind. Wind's going to come down just a bit as we go into this evening. And if you want to go stargazing, it's great condition to look at the stars, not the best condition to look at the moon. Only a 12.2% full waxing crescent moon. That's just that little sliver, so you're not seeing a lot of the moon pop out tonight. Sunset is at 6:40, so just right after our show ends. And sunrise will happen just before 7 a.m. So if you want to get an early morning golf round, that's always an option to go at 7 a.m. If you are going out as well, pre-banding just around now, 61 degrees. Getting into this evening, though, you're going to cool things off. Gets 46 degrees, and obviously this is a joke. Inside, 80 degrees. It is very warm inside some clubs, so you want to make sure that you are dressed accordingly for both outside attire and inside attire with that 80-degree temperature. Going out, well, Michael mentioned it. We have our Radar Cup, which is our meteorology golf tournament. 10 a.m. We're not teeing off then, is 48 degrees. Luckily, we are teeing off just around 1 o'clock. It's going to be closer to 58, 59, so warm. And by the end of the round, 70 degrees. No rain chances in our forecast. Looking great day for golf on Sunday. Hope we have a good round, and the ground will be nice and dry after all that rainfall. Going into your 3-day forecast, 65 degrees tomorrow. Perfect time and perfect day for basketball. Going in and leaving the game as we play Boston College in our final regular home game. Now let's send it over to Michael, who's got our segment, I Don't Know.
Yeah, it is Florida, Dylan. Let's not forget about the Sunshine State, but looking great in the Sunshine State today. A little bit warm down towards South Florida, a little bit humid still, but that's going to change as we go into the course of tonight into tomorrow with that cold front still moving through. Great conditions across the rest of the state with 67 in Pensacola and Tallahassee, 65 in Gainesville, 72 in Orlando. Much cooler compared to this time yesterday across all of the state. Now, with our dew point, these dew points are also lower as well. Much drier air across the northern part of the state, especially north of the I-4 corridor. Still a little bit humid down towards the south, but that's going to change as that cold front finally sweeps through the entire state of Florida. And satellite red does show you that the first full cold front has moved through. The second cold front over Tallahassee is more of a reinforcing cold front to reinforce the drier and cooler air for this weekend. So the weekend's looking great for any activities, going out to Boston College, going out and playing some football possibly, or a round of golf. Always a good option to head out to the golf course. High pressure is going to dominate our region for the rest of the weekend and for the early part of next week before things warm up as that southerly flow does return. Now for Florida, there we go. Nice conditions, some clouds out towards the I-4 corridor, but again, that's going to clear as the cold front does move through. South Florida, just a little straggly showers down towards the Bahamas, but again, that's going to sweep down towards the south and the east and will really improve our conditions for the weekend. Out towards the Orlando region and up towards Jacksonville, skies are clearing behind that cold front as well. It might be a little bit chilly tonight, but much cooler conditions expected for this weekend. A lot of them got into the 90s yesterday and feels much different today. And then for the Panhandle, same thing. High pressure starting to take into control, and so clear conditions over there as well. Now the FutureCat does show you that high pressure remains in control for the rest of the weekend. Perfect conditions once again, and we'll take a look at what's happening to tomorrow. With that cold front moving through and the effects starting to really happen, much cooler conditions compared to what it felt on Thursday. A lot of them were in the 90s, 30 degrees cooler than that for a lot of the places. Mid-60s and upper 60s, and then 70s down towards Florida. So much cooler, but awesome and less humid. Let's send off now to Zach to wrap it up with the local.
And thanks, Michael. And we're going to look one more time tonight at the Doak Campbell Stadium. Cam, not a cloud in sight, and just that sun just peeping over the stadium. What a great sunset out there. What a great day it was today to get outside, and it'll only be better going into the weekend as the winds start to calm down and the temperatures get a bit more comfortable. Right now, 67 degrees, and there really isn't any clouds hanging out around the stadium, so very clear skies right now as indicated by our live cam out there behind Doak Campbell. And our satellite shows just the same, no clouds to speak of, clear, and a different picture from what we were looking at yesterday whenever we saw our radar covered with greens and a little bit of yellows. We had some moderate rainfall come through yesterday, but sunny skies for the rest of the weekend, and we can really see that high pressure is really dominating most of the region. The southeast is staying dry. Good weekend ahead. But The high pressure is around here, and that's going to be bringing our clear skies. But up towards the northeast, they are having a little bit more rain to deal in, so not as fun in the northeast right now as we are down here in the southeast in Florida in our local area. So our temperatures right now, 67 degrees, so pretty comfy, and that's going to start to drop a little bit as that sun's setting, and we'll get a little chilly tonight, so you might want to have a jacket out in the morning whenever you're leaving the house. 25 as our dew point, so dry air, no humidity to speak of, comfortable conditions tonight and into the weekend. So tonight's forecast, 40 degrees, waking up, very clear skies as Dylan was talking about in our lifestyle forecast. A great night to go stargazing and maybe even see a little bit of that moon. And we do have a little bit cooler conditions, 38 Thomasville, clear skies there as well for tonight. And as for tomorrow, 64 degrees and sunny skies as normally, just all across the region, bright and sunny. 64, very comfortable for tomorrow's forecast. 63 down towards the coast. Maybe a cloud might try to peep in towards Apalachicola, but not really much to be speaking of besides sunny skies. And let's look at that sunny 7-day forecast ahead. We'll be waking up a little bit chilly tomorrow, 37 degrees, so grab that jacket as you're getting out of the house, and then we'll hit 71 on Sunday, and then we'll be peeping, maybe even seeing an 80-degree temperature on Wednesday, getting a little bit warmer there. But as for now, let's head over to the desk, and let's discuss this 7-day a little bit more with Tyler.
Yeah, Zach, here at the desk, we're both, once we pop up, wearing sunglasses because it is sunny outside and clear, and that 7-day looks very clear, at least until we start getting into next week whenever the rain chances pick up.
Yeah, and we're going to see those temperatures start to increase, so we might be getting into the 80s again. I know yesterday we were getting a little bit warm before that cold front came through. The cold front came through. Now we're getting back on our cooler trend, and it just seems to be a cycle. We're going to get another cold front probably next week to bring them down and up and down. It's just the springtime cycle.
Yeah, and luckily these low temperatures, we're seeing 37 for tomorrow morning, but that's not going to last long, and we'll end up getting back into the mid-60s. Once again, a much weaker cold front than what we've been seeing. And by the time we get to Sunday, once again, a cooler morning at 47 degrees, but we'll rebound back into the lower 70s.
And it's going to be just perfect conditions for our radar cup. I know we've been talking about that a good bit on the show, but it's definitely something we're looking forward to in the meteorology department. And we'll get to wear our sunglasses again that day too, because bright and sunny. We really won't see a lot of cloud cover until midweek next week. That's when they'll be returning, and maybe a little bit of moisture coming into the forecast as well.
Yeah, for sure. And then when we look at Wednesday, we even get up to 80 degrees. So we're really getting into the time of year where we're going to start seeing those 80-degree marks more often here in Florida. But be sure to follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/FSU Weather.
And always like us on Facebook as well, FSU Weather.
And then you can always watch us live on YouTube Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. on youtube.com/FSU Weather.
And if you have any weather pictures, we're happy to see them, share them with us, and maybe we'll even show them on our show. We love those sunset pictures and sometimes even the stormy pictures if you got them.
Yeah, please send the pictures. We love to put them on our Instagram feed. Nothing better than seeing some great weather pictures, in my opinion.
Yeah. But as for now, we're going to close out the show with sunny weekend ahead. I'm student meteorologist Zach Law.
And I'm student meteorologist Tyler Sherrod. Have a great evening, everyone.